Oh. Hello, my young witches and wizards, Lamponius, and welcome to Wizzy Tales. My name is Fuzzlepip, and each week I'll be reading to you some stories. So settle down, put on your listening ears, and let's begin. Today's story is about 4 magical people in a magical place. In a clearing in Appleberry Woods there stood a magical cottage, and behind the cottage was a garden, and in the garden was a vegetable patch, and in the vegetable patch there lived 4 veg peep friends: Ricky, Ronnie, Reggie and Steve. Ricky was a red onion. Ronnie and Reggie were 2 round radishes, and Steve was a runner bean. This garden was lucky, as it was bright and sunny all the time, and the veggies loved to play games with each other. But today was special, as it was the annual Veg Peep Great Race. A race between the best veggies around the entire garden. All the garden fruit and veg had turned out to see this very difficult race, and the race official marshal, Miss Pepper, was explaining the course. As the time approached, all the participants got ready, warming up and stretching on the start line, whilst a special guest, flown in especially by Colin the Crow, all the way from the local supermarket, Bob the Banana, waited on the start-finish line. The garden was silent as the church clock began to strike 3 p.m. 3, 2, 1... Go! And they were off! Steve was first to get away, as he was long and thin and could slice through the wind. Ricky was second, and Ronnie and Reggie were both last. They left the vegetable patch and ran across the grass towards the bird bath. Once round the bird bath, they headed towards the greenhouse, sparkling in the sunlight. Squeezing through the gap in the door, Steve took more of a lead, as Ricky, Ronnie and Reggie had to duck to get through the broken glass pane. Cheers rang out. Yay! Those tomatoes really know how to cheer veg peeps on. Running round the crates, Steve was getting a little too confident that he would win. He was turning round and sticking his tongue out at the others. But Steve did not see the fallen string and slipped on a piece, sending him flying through the air and getting his leg caught in a tomato vine. This meant Ricky took the lead, with Ronnie and Reggie closely behind, all pointing as Steve struggled to get his leg free. Out of the greenhouse air flap, they ran towards the pond obstacle. The golden Coast Guard lined the way as they leapt over the water and onto the first lily pad. Then another, then the next. At the third one, Ricky slipped as he landed and fell off the end into the water, just grabbing hold of the edge as he did, with the golden Coast Guard helping him back on. But this gave Ronnie and Reggie enough time to take the lead. Off the last pad, back onto the grass, they ran through the thorny bush, dodging all the sharp thorns along the way. Ronnie and Reggie realised that only one of them can win, so they bumped each other as they ran. With one big push, Ronnie pushed Reggie into a thorn, slicing his body and slowing him down. But it didn't hurt, because they're veg peeps. Ronnie approached the baby carrot patch first. The trick here was to creep through without waking the babies, or they would have to stop and sing them back to sleep again. Ronnie was just in front as he entered the patch, slowing down and tiptoeing through. About halfway, it was getting difficult, both Ronnie and Reggie moving their bodies past the baby's soft leafy hair. Ricky joined them, having more of a difficult job, being more round than the others. Steve, who was now at the back, saw his chance to catch up, moving quickly through the babies without getting close at all. As they approached the end, Ronnie let out a little yes, happy he had almost made it. But then the noise woke up the last baby carrot. Wow! Went the baby. Ronnie stopped to soothe him, but his wow was so loud it woke the others too. That was it. Ronnie was out. It would take too long to soothe them all. This meant Reggie took the lead, with both Ricky and Steve very close behind. Running twice round the giant oak, they set off for the final part, the passage of ultimate trickiness. First, a thin path going up the side of the fence, then a string to climb to the top before the leaps across the peaks over the hay bale pass. One by one, they reached the string, and this is where Ricky's strength would show. He shot up the string, reaching the first peak and putting him in the lead. Ronnie was second, and Steve, although very thin, had the least amount of power in his arms, so got there last. Carefully, they jumped, trying not to wobble as they landed. And they all made it! Now came the swing and dart to the finish. Each grabbing a string, they swung down over the crowd and onto the ground, Steve landing first and taking the lead once again. Then as the cheering got louder, they all entered the home straight. Steve, his thin body meant he was losing energy, unable to run as fast as he could at the beginning. Reggie and Ricky were neck and neck, both approaching the finish line together. Who would win? It was so close. Bob the banana was waiting, flag held high. It's Reggie? No? Ricky? Wait! Steve has found a tiny bit more power, really stretching his legs. He just might do it. He did it! Steve won by a foot. Literally, a foot. And Veg Peep's feet are not very big at all. The crowd went wild, cheering and clapping, chanting Steve's name, the annual champion for this year's race. As the evening came and the sun went down, and as Ronnie had finally settled the last baby carrot, Ricky, Ronnie, Reggie and Steve all sat down once more as friends. Steve sat proudly wearing his shiny medal, and all of them were very tired. And before you knew it, they were all asleep. So, if you find a magical cottage, take a look in the back garden and see if you can see Steve and his friends. Steve might still be wearing his medal. And that's it for today's story. Thank you for joining me. Please come back again next time when we'll have another story for you. And until then, please eat all your vegetables and fruit, because the ones you get from the supermarket are not the magical ones, so they're okay to eat. And we'll see you again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.